Hey, you've reached Rhoda. Leave a message after the beep. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. You are tuning in to the game of life. I'm your host, Rhoda Boat, and today on this very special episode, we will be showing you how the board looks, okay? This is how we see the board, okay? And on the next episode, we're going to talk about how the board actually looks like. So stay tuned to the next channel. You don't want to miss it. So we have to go back in time to understand who the players are. Let's go back to the Trail of Tears. Have you ever heard of that?
No, is that a movie?
No, it's actually a historical event. The Trail of Tears is this. Somebody comes into your house, says, you can't live here anymore because I want this house. So you have to move. You have to leave. Now, I got you some other houses. I got a place that you can go to. It's a little less cute and nice. It's a little less safe. It's not as luxurious as the lifestyle that you have grown accustomed to. However, you can move there so that I can have your home to myself.
That's how bad the smell was. And when she walked up to him, she didn't recognize him because his face was mutilated. Like they slashed his nose. There's a hole in his head. His eyeball moved. And then they asked her for the funeral. They was like, "Oh, we're gonna do a closed casket." She said, "No, because I want the world to see what it did to my son, so it doesn't happen to anybody else's kid." And she's like, "I want it to be open casket." So that brought a lot of attention, and then they even went to court for it. But the guys were guilty, but they weren't convicted of their crime, which is crazy.
Now that you know we're both looking at the same game, now that we know who our players are and how they move, we got to understand the purpose. And remember, the purpose is to capture the king or to get the king cornered, to get the king to a position where it can't move, to trap the king. Because once you trap the king, the game is over.
Yeah.
So that's chess. Checkmate. Checkers is a very fun game, but it doesn't require a lot of strategy. Chess requires strategy because there are so many different ways that you can move. Because with checkers, you can only move forward one space, and you can only move one space at a time, and you can only march forward. So, all the pieces are equal in checkers. No piece has more power than another one, and the only difference is the colors. But they can all do the same thing.
Wow. Let's see where you're going with that.
Yeah. And it's a cool game. It's a nice concept. But this is not the game that is being played. Not everybody's playing the same game. So in order for us to level up, So the Indian Removal Act of 1830 called for the relocation of the Indian nation, essentially, to another location because they were receiving pressure from the federal government that wanted their land. And so they were located in the south, I think, eastern regions of the United States. So that includes like near Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia.
We're talking about Native Americans, right?
We're talking about the Native Americans. So they inhabited these areas before poor whites. Everybody was here before the white
colonizer.
people, essentially is what I'm saying. Everybody was here before the white
colonizer.
And everybody created, and everybody being, Native Americans, black people, power players, right? We cultivated our own societies before anybody came in and told us this is how you do it. We was doing it before anybody else.
Real truth. So there's a lot of stuff that they put out there that the white people like try to wash or like try to make it look better, make it look pretty, wash the stains and the blood off their stuff. So it's like they're trying to make it look pretty, even though it's not. Like you go looking on the internet to go find something. Like today I saw that supposedly Beethoven was black, and then he used to put on some white face paint stuff because I don't know what was the reason, but supposedly he was black, and I was like, I don't know if that's true, but it's like
it could be possible.
Yeah, it could be possible, but how do we know if it's true? Because we wasn't there in that day.
But then the question is, who do you want to believe?
I'm believe my people over.
You got to rep your set regardless.
Yeah.
We gonna rep our set regardless. With that, you got to take it back. There was so much that happened before Juneteenth that led up to the point that we are now, to the point where we have something to celebrate. Before there was Juneteenth, there was the Emancipation Proclamation, like we were talking about. The slaves in Texas, they didn't get that memo.
Wow.
They didn't get that memo. Again, the media. They're going to tell you what they want to tell you. And so back then we didn't have news, we didn't have TVs, we didn't have phones and Instagram. Now, some places did not get the important messages, and some people did not know what was going on. Intentionally. It's not by accident that those people didn't know that they were freed, but then you got to think about it. The media is biased, okay? So then we have to educate ourselves.
You don't want to work for it.
You don't want to work for it because you see what I got. But if I don't have it, I see you got it going on and I really want it, I'm either A, going to ask you for it,
or take it.
Or B, take it. Now, how do I take it without getting messed up? How do I take it without having to go, deuce to deuce? You outnumber me. You outnumber me in strength and in number. But if you don't know that you have the advantage, that's already a plus for me. Not knowing you have the advantage. Even though you sitting around the table, you got all your brothers there. and I'm by myself, you don't know you have the advantage. How do you not know? This is what the board actually looks like in 2020. Juneteenth 2020, we over there playing checkers, and they're playing chess. Same board, different game. We're not playing checkers, we're playing chess. So the pieces on the board all have different roles. They can all do different things. So basically the pawns, they're like the security guards. Every single piece on this board exists to protect the king. Again, the only difference in this game is the colors of the pieces, because they all actually have the same power.
Images battered by those sworn to protect and serve. We are all responsible for what happens next, and so we pray to you, source of life. We raise up our eyes to take risk for justice, to bring through our unified prayer today more love and compassion in the world. Ignite us to combat the hidden prejudice which causes police to open fire in fear, which transforms a child in a hoodie into a hoodlum, a person into a threat. We pray today not for calm, but for righteousness.
Amen.
To flow like a mighty river.
Amen.
Until peace fills the earth as the waters fill the sea. Comfort the families of all who grieve. Strengthen us to work for a world redeemed. And we say together, Black Lives Matter. Amen.
And so, remember I said life is a game. It is. Like, it is, because if it wasn't, they would not be taking innocent lives. Like sport, you know? Like sport. And what are games? Sport. So then my question to you becomes, what game do you think we need to be playing?
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised.
The revolution will not be televised.
Brown baby.
I think the revolution might be televised. Marching to the left to use the rights I got to exercise. Time for a rebellion, it's some shit we got to rectify. The truth is hard to find nowadays, so it's been weaponized. Why you think they make a nigga go to school a lot? If in that you don't, then they gon' say that you a fool a lot. They don't want to how you thinking that we do a lot. Submit the same answer that your teacher and your tutor got. It's safe to say, only what's safe to say. If Black Lives Mattered, America would be great today. We slaved away, the love is hate, and yet we take the bait. A place for the diaspora to stay is yet the great debate. To be black is to understand you was born stunting. Every year before was another tacked off the 400. We was born hunted, so apples hitting the floor running. History brings tears, peel it back to find more onion. And the stars speak of exodus. They body bagging us with no regards for the evidence. They hit us from ourselves cause who we are reeks of excellence. They called us savage, forcing seminars and named it elegance. Now it's time to address the elephant. Our generation can't be declining to set the precedent. So if you want to add to it, America will soon be. Celebrate your freedom with your family on Juneteenth.